Welcome everyone. We are back with God Ginrai, and we're gonna do some comparisons. And we got a lot of Transformers out here. I'm only gonna show off Masterpiece. This could be very extensive, trying to compare this to every single large Transformer that's out there. So I'm just gonna kind of keep this to large transformers just so you can see large masterpiece transformers, so you can see just scale, how this guy scales, what you might be getting into if you're gonna get this figure, get this set, and take it from there. So God Ginrai is, for those who don't know, is Ginrai in the super armor with God Bomber attached to create God Ginrai. Now, in the US, a lot of people recognize this character is Power Master Optimus, but in the way this has been put together, even with the toy stickers that they included with the original set, this is still meant to be Ginrai, who is a bit smaller compared to like G1 Optimus as far as scale and things like that. So just keep all that in mind. This is Japanese continuity, and we're going to be kind of comparing these more with some Japanese robots too, some Japanese related Transformers. But I'm going to show off a little bit of everything. So last video, we kind of showed the three off, and I'm just starting off here so you can kind of get a scale of how large the God mode is compared between the three modes. So we're going to go ahead and put him to the side, and make Ginrai a little bit more of a centerpiece here. So I think this might be the largest Transformer masterpiece still. And comparing it to Ginrai, if you look at the shoulders, Ginrai is a tad bit taller. And I guess if you look at the head, they're pretty close. Yeah, if I eyeball it, God Ginrai is a tad bit taller than Jetfire. So this now is our tallest masterpiece figure. So compared with some other Transformers, this is Takara. This is not another brand. So this is Takara Delta Magnus. Pretty much this is Ultra Magnus, just with different colors. So you can see how much taller he is next to that guy. And bring out Rodimus. In Japanese continuity, this is Rodimus Convoy. So you can see how big he scales with him. And here is Hot Rod, who's a tad bit taller than a Carbot, typical Carbot. And you'll notice Ginrai is a teeny bit, like half a head taller than Hot Rod, which goes in scale actually pretty well. Now, I wasn't going to show off a whole bunch of third-party stuff, but I feel like this Fortress is a pretty good representation. And Fortress is he's about the size of Optimus in the Masterpiece line. And these two could possibly interact in Master Force. Chrome Dome does show up, but he shows up as a like a transmission from space, like a video transmission. So technically, headmasters are kind of sort of in Master Force, but as you see, you get kind of a good comparison between those guys. And more of a direct comparison, we've got Star Saber, and he's a good bit bigger than Star Saber. And I think if we had a sort of Victory Leo thing going on here, this scale would match up. This would end up making Star Saber a little bit bigger. And cool thing is, probably gonna get this wrong, but I believe at the end of Master Force, so Jinrai is a human, and basically in a mech suit. And I think something happens, and this robot gets his own personality um, out away from Jinrai, or they merge, or something. Anyway, he becomes like a full like not human driven entity. And eventually he gets in the Victory series, he gets in some kind of terrible battle. They rebuild him as like this lion like robot. Don't know why. And yeah, so Victory Leo is like a reincarnated Jinrai. Lots of crazy Japanese stuff. So there's your comparison there with Star Saber. And then just for a little extra comparison, here is G1 Optimus, Masterpiece Optimus. And I figured this would just be a good opportunity to kind of show all these Optimuses off, potential Optimuses. And yeah, he's clearly these are like different characters. So it would be cool if we got like a Power Master Optimus Prime. He'd have to end up being bigger than this. They could, you know, dispense with creating a God Bomber armor. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And just give us like the trailer. I don't know they're going to do that, but maybe in the Generations line we'll get a Power Master Optimus. That would be nice. That I think that would be a good bargain to tide us over to you know some kind of weird 50th anniversary where Takara gives us a masterpiece Power Master Optimus Prime. I doubt that'll ever happen. Okay, so all robots. I did want to show off some of the human figures to also bring in some scale. So this is not a great representation because they look very tiny here, but you got an adult, you got three kids. Looks like Minerva's a teeny bit taller. Here is a Spike that came with, I think, Optimus. And then here's a Spike that came with Hound. Actually, this Spike came with Bumblebee. So this isn't too bad. So I think they did an okay job with the scaling. He could be a little bit bigger, and his Power Master actually is quite a bit bigger than the static figure. So here's a little bit more weirdness. and then just kind of further blurs the lines between what they're trying to do with the scale. Okay, and here's just a little bit better look to show these guys off a little bit better. And then one more to throw in here. Here is Hot Rod's Target Master. Making it all even more confusing. Hopefully this is helpful for anybody who's on the fence, wondering how this thing is going to scale. Also to give an idea of how much space this is going to take. He takes up quite a bit of space, so if you've got a Jetfire, Skyfire. If you have a Skyfire, that's kind of a similar space, although with his backpack and everything, he's much deeper. And if you're going to put him in a Billy case, he's going to take up the whole width of the case. I mean, if you do a DTOF, it's going to probably take up that whole little square area too. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.